All right, so in this episode, I'm going to talk about scammers and why scammers are everywhere. Now, the beauty of Shopify is that the security is so good that if you build a nice store, you could just get rid of scammers. Because a scammer, they're looking for an opportunity in everything, right? So if you build a store that's lined up correctly and everything goes right to you and you're able to take what's coming in, right? The money that's coming in, and you're able to always have direct response. Now, direct response is like a buzzword in copyright. So direct response would be anytime you get an order, or even if you're selling, right, you always have your customer, you always feel close to your customer. Like, you don't feel too distant, because if you're an independent business, right, since scammers are everywhere and everybody knows that scammers are everywhere, the closer you are, the closer you feel to your customer. Like, let's say you get a tracking number, like, send it to them instantly. Like, just send it right to them. So they always feel comfortable and they always feel secure. But the less secure that they feel, the worse. Because since Instagram just rolled out the sale through chat, it's like transparency is going to be through the roof. So you have to be really, really transparent. That's why I can't get on this and just talk, because I'm just telling you the process of what I see and how I see things. Like, I'm pretty sure there's probably a scammer listening to this right now. But that's what I really like about Shopify. Like, if you build something that's good and you're just consistent, you're growing your reviews, you post those photos of your items, people's posting photos, then you look legit. You're legitimate. Social proof, boom. Let's say you have a clothing store. Everybody's buying your clothing now. Everybody sees them wearing your clothing, and you just post it up. Your reviews, right? Reviews. So social proof is going to be big. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, I was posting screenshots of my sales on our Instagram, and they just banned me. I was like, okay, I can't do that. I didn't know that was in the guidelines, but that's why I like to focus directly on people. Because if you're trying to build like a funnel, right? You're trying to build a funnel through like screenshots and stuff like that. It's like, I don't think that's really a good way anymore. Like, the best way is to talk to people. Like, talk to people directly. Like, talk to them so they understand what you're doing. Not like, oh, I'm posting a picture, I have 8K or this. Yeah, you can use it for like maybe social proof to get a phone call, but like just to sell directly, no. I'd rather talk to people, because if I'm talking to you, then I can like give you advice. Even if you don't shop with me, I'm giving you advice in the end, right? So let's say, that's why I will always do consultations, because I already want to help people. Like, so let's just say you have a store, but your profits are low and you're not getting the profits. I will ask you what you're doing and like how you can improve it. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I have a team. And it's like, yeah, we are good. And it's like, yeah, how much? And then boom. And then boom. Then you're going to win. But I care more about helping than the money, because then the money will just come, right? Because I'm trying to help. But see, that's the thing. Like, it's so many scammers. It's like, wow. It's like, the reason I like to talk about scammers is because of freeloading, right? Because just because they're a scammer doesn't mean they don't have money. That's the issue. It's like you could be talking to somebody that can pay you for a service, and they're like, "Yeah, I can pay you, but I'm a scammer." You see what I'm saying? I'm like, "Oh, you're a scammer." It's like, I don't know how to give you legitimate advice if you're a scammer, even though you have money. It's like I don't really want to work with somebody that's a scammer if just because they have money. Like it's like the casino and the snowball, right? Because a scammer is not necessarily thinking snowball. Because a snowball takes a LLC, right? It takes legitimate growth. It's not like get in and get out. That's not really the approach you should have in a Shopify store. Like, yeah, it's a good way to make money, but the way that you're making the money, why would you get out? That's my thing. It's like someone who wants a job and they're making like $1,200 a week, right? And they're like, "Oh no, I'm gonna quit this job because I just made $1,200 a week." But it's like, what you gonna do now? Now you put yourself in a casino scenario. You're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go to the blackjack table," and it's like, "Oh man, like 3 weeks from now, you're gonna wish that you stayed at the job." Right? That's that's what I see, like a scammer. Like that's why I'm so big on scammers. I'm like, wow, like how can you take something that's as good as a Shopify store? I guess it's because it's so easy to just screenshot a number. Like I was looking at my numbers and I was like, yeah, I could easily just Photoshop this and like make it look like I'm doing better than I'm doing. So then I was like, oh, so that's why it's so many Shopify screenshots and all of this. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I knew that's what it was. But then you can't really go by the screenshots because that doesn't mean they're producing a profit. Just because it says 80,000 in sales. Yeah, but maybe they spent $1 million trying to get that 80,000 and they didn't even make it. They didn't even, so that's like what? You down. You went backwards. But it looks like money. So they can, you see? Like that's the issue I have with like the whole Shopify sales thing. You see what I'm saying? So I guess that would be the beauty of doing like, having interviews with different people on a YouTube channel, which I'm not too interested in. Like I'd rather just give you information instead of like glamour and all that, like presentation. I'm not interested in it. I just would rather focus on 5 people who want to make $100K a month than working and then trying to deal with 1 million people and 999,995 of them don't even have $1 in their bank account. I'd rather work with 5 people that have 1 million and they listen to me without the glitz and glamour of a podcast, and they know that I can give them results. That's better to me, right? Because I'm pretty sure there's people who will listen to me and they're like, yeah, they're scammers, but they want free information, which is good too. But I really wouldn't work with a scammer because he has a casino mindset. Like, so a scammer comes to me and let's say he makes 500,000 because he hacked a Wells Fargo account or something. And it's like, yeah, man, I got to get rid of this money. I need to make some sales on Shopify. And I'm looking at you like, no. Because it's like, just no, because you have a wash mentality. You have a come in and get out, that's not really what I'm going for here. Like, I'm more interested in taking some little kid who's working like 16, who's like 17 years old. He's working like he's making $800 a week, and he worked for like 2 years straight. Now he has like $75K, and he's like, man, I've been working for 2 years, and I need a way. I need the way to get to $1 million. That's who I will work with over the guy who just scammed $500K and wants to get rid of the money. And it's like, no, I don't want to work with you because you have a casino mindset. You don't have a snowball mindset. Like a snowball mindset is somebody who worked for 2 years. They saved their money. So they understand that if I say 30%, they're like, okay, that's good. They're not like, oh man, that's not love. You see, because they don't even see 3 months from now. They're afraid of what's going to happen in 1 month and not 6 months. That's the type of people. That's why scamming is so bad. I don't understand why people scam. I'm like, bro, if you're gonna scam somebody, why? Like, I don't get it. Like, what are you going to do? Like, it's so many legit ways. Why don't you just be legitimate? It's not like get rich quick is real. Like getting rich quick is not fake. Like people are like, oh, that's fake. You can't. Yes, you can get rich quick. You can get rich quick if you develop a business that's going to make people richer. Yeah, it might cost you money to develop that business, but I mean, yeah, you could get rich quick because you compound interest and then you went up exponential. But yeah, it wasn't quick because it took you over time to get it. But when you get it, it's quick. Like let's just say you work for like 20 years straight, from 15 years old to 30 years old. And then at 30, from that time you were selling that business. You failed. But then at 30, your business takes off, right? Like it takes off. Technically, you got rich quick. It didn't happen like the money didn't come during that 10 years. It came during those 10 days, right? Because you finally found the right team. You found this person. You found that person. So, yeah, it happened quick. You got rich quick. But it happened. It took you some time to get rich quick. I'm going to just keep that for the next episode. Get rich quick is real. But now we're just talking about scammers and why scamming is just a terrible idea. Like, I see YouTube channels promoting scammers. Like, not like this guy. That's why I like CoffeeZilla. Like, he's good. But I think it's some people on CoffeeZilla that I don't think that are scammers. Like, I don't think Ty Lopez is a scammer. I don't think Billie Jean is a scammer. And I don't think Dan Loke is a scammer. Like, because I learned from definitely Dan Loke and Ty Lopez. I learned from both of them. They're both good to me. I learned a lot. Mostly, yeah, from both. From both of them I learned. So I don't think they're scammers. I think the term scammer is like, a scammer is somebody who either takes something from you, but they don't give you anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can Ty Lopez be a scammer? Like, has he taken anything from somebody and not given them anything? From what I see, he gives a lot. Like, he gives more than he takes. That's not a scammer. The scammer is the opposite of that. But yeah, scammers everywhere. Avoid scammers. And that goes into management too. Like, if you have a good management team for your Shopify, since we're talking about Shopify, you can avoid that stigma, because you're going to have that stigma. You're going to have that stigma one way or the other. You just avoid that stigma and you build a team that can get you around that stigma. And you'll win. And you stay transparent with the people. The people is all that cares. And opinions will float away. All right, I'm out.